We woke up and had a leisurely last morning at our cottage on the top of the hill and headed up to the runway to get on a plane to fly to our next location, Governor's Camp. On this flight, Keta ended up being the co-pilot. Luckily, she didn't have to do any of the flying, because I don't know how well she would do with that. Our guide, Joseph, picked us up and we were right back to safarying. To get to our camp, we had to take a boat across a river with a rope. It was definitely a different way to get somewhere. I didn't get much footage of it, but that night we were in for a surprise. Karima and Alner had set up an anniversary dinner for you two out in the bush, and it was super cool to have the tribesmen come out and dance for us. We woke up early and jumped in our boat and then our truck. Right off the bat, we saw a lioness sleeping in the grass and a hawk looking for breakfast. There was a small pride of lions that we came across, and then a jackal probably trying to find something to eat in the morning. The jackal was very interested in us for some reason. Maybe it smelled our breakfast. 2 hyenas were out on the prowl, probably looking for someone else's breakfast. And then we found a huge bloat of hippos just chilling in the water. Crocodiles were swimming around, and they were huge. I definitely wouldn't go swimming in this watering hole at all. These giraffes were just hanging out and waking up from the partying from the night before. We came across the same pride of lions again and spent some time watching them take a nap. We stopped and had breakfast on the hood of the truck and watched the hippos swimming in the river. We saw a pair of the best hair in Africa. And then we spent some time at camp watching the wildlife that was abundant right there, which includes some baby warthogs. They are too adorable. The afternoon entertainment was a hippo fight. Glad they weren't too close to our tent. That would have been pretty scary. On our afternoon game drive, Joseph did the unthinkable and found us a leopard and its cub. For some reason, the cub ended up down on the ground, so we got to see it really close up. Very early in the morning, we got up to enjoy a hot air balloon ride across the Mara. They had a whole crew of people setting up the balloon when we got there, and we watched them inflate our ride. We all got in the balloon, and then we had liftoff. It was a great experience to see the landscape from a different perspective. Made me really wish I had a drone. Off in the distance, we could see another hot air balloon doing its thing. My favorite part of the whole experience is when we scared this warthog with the jets. Nothing else seemed to be spooked by the noise, though. We spent a bit more time in the air and then landed on our backs. Everybody got out safe and sound. And then after breakfast, Joseph picked us up and we were at it again. That afternoon, you guys took a nap while Keta and I headed out with Joseph, and we ended up seeing this huge guy. And then we saw this pride of lions just trying to stay dry somehow. The cubs were having a ton of fun just playing around. Joseph found us a hyena's den, and we watched that for a bit, and then we headed back to camp to have a good night's rest, listening to the hippos pulling on the grass all around us. The morning started out right with a jackal greeting us. We saw a small herd of wildebeest and a large assortment of animals we had already seen on this trip before plenty of times. Then we had breakfast on the hood of the truck again, which is always fun. Because Keta and I had so much fun on our game drive the day before, we had Joseph take us to all of the same places so you could see the crocodiles and lions. The cubs were still cute as ever, even when they are eating poop. The last part of the day, we went back to the hyena's den and saw baby hyenas this time. They just wanted their mom to wake up and play with them. And this is when our trip came to a close. We said goodbye to Joseph and spent a bit of time waiting for our plane to arrive. It was a great way to experience Africa, and I'm glad we got to do it with you.